Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Chardonnay, and today I'm going to be taking you all on a little bit of a tour of one of my favorite local fabric stores. And the name of the fabric store that we're going to go on a tour of is Piedmont Fabrics, because I'm in need of a little bit of a break. I am currently working on a video in the background, and I'm like, I need to take a bit of a break from editing this video, and I also kind of want to do a little bit of fabric browsing, not fabric shopping per se, but you know how you have those urges where you just want to get out and see what's in store and see what's going on, and who knows, you might get a little bit of inspiration while you're out. I'm just in a bit of a mood to just get out and go check out what's in store and just do a little bit of browsing. And I also have to pick up a notion to finish up a previous project. I've already shared with the owner that I've been vlogging and documenting my sewing journey, and the owner, she gave me the green light that the next time I'm in the area to just come in and I could film inside of her store. Now, I didn't tell her when I would be coming back, but she gave me the approval that I can bring my camera with me the next time I'm in the area. So I'm going to take you all with me. So let's pop over there and check out what's in store. So immediately when you walk into the store, you are going to run directly into an aisle filled with a bunch of what I believe is cotton and quilting fabrics with nice, bold, vibrant prints. They also have a small selection of Ankara fabrics if you are into that, but this aisle is filled with tons of print and cotton fabrics. There is also a small selection of remnants that pop up every now and then, which I think is great, especially if you are working on a project and maybe you want to do a color blocking detail, or maybe add in a accent or a different color pocket to a project. I think that remnants work great for things like that. Now, continuing down this cotton aisle, right across from that is a little bit of upholstery fabric, and I am a gal who is really into solids and stripes. However, if you are into bold and fun prints, this is where you're going to find it. I think that for those people who are into those cotton or quilting fabrics, or maybe you have a young one that you like sewing for, you're going to find those kind of niche or whimsical fabrics that have like the fun animal prints or the fruit prints, or just you're gonna find some type of fun printed fabric in here, which I just adore and love walking down the aisle to just see what she has in stock. Now, this next section over here, what caught my attention was this sequence fabric. Okay, this just jumps out to me. I don't have a project in mind for it, but I think it is, again, it is a fun fabric. You're also going to find lots of textured fabrics in here. Okay, now this one is a cotton fabric, as well as I think this might be a cotton linen blend fabric. But what I love about this is it comes in this light blue as well as this white. And this was about $12.95 a yard. Yes, it is a linen cotton blend fabric. And if I do purchase a print, this is the type of printed fabric I will purchase. More on the dainty side. It isn't a lot going on. So I've been eyeing that for a project. I've just been waiting to figure out what pattern I want to stitch something like that up in. But again, I just enjoy walking down the aisles and getting some inspiration. So the next aisle is where you can find more of your knits. You are going to get all the feels in here. Now, if you just look at this bold fabric, okay, this blue, it just, I can't get enough of it. And the texture of these fabrics, it just pops out at me. and I am envisioning like swimsuit cover-ups with that. There's also solid knits in here. So I think there's a little something for every kind of sewist in here, and you are likely to find something that calls your name. There is seam ripper, there is marking tools, threads, and replacement needles, and all the tools that you can think of that you may need for your project. I feel like this is a store where you're going to get the tools or the things that you need. But what I like to come in here for is the button section, okay? There is just buttons galore, okay? Now, if you have a piece where the focal point is the buttons and you really want to have an embellishment where, you know, the buttons pop, this is where you go, because she has such nice, interesting collection of buttons. And also something else that I've kind of been thinking about is trim. Like, I have started to pay more attention to how much trim can really level up an outfit. You can do something as simple as adding trim to pieces that are already in your wardrobe and leveling it up by adding some trim to it. So I have been racking my brain about the different ways that I can add trim to different pieces that I already have. And also, if you are someone who is thinking about getting into sewing undergarments, if you have a lingerie piece, maybe you want to add some accent trim around the hem or around the bust area, or maybe use it as a strap for that piece. Like, there are a ton of different ways that you can use trim to just take your project to the next level. There is even upholstery trim. Now, if you're into upcycling, let's say you were passed down, I don't know, maybe a office chair or a couch or maybe some pillows, and maybe these are sentimental items that you haven't had the heart to get rid of them, but you want to upcycle them, give it a little bit of love, and add a little modern touch. This is a way for you to upcycle it and refresh it and give it a whole brand new look. Now, I am just going to go back to another trim section because I could not get enough of the trim, and also because I heard the girlies are really into rick-rack trim. So I'm going to show you all a few photos that I have saved in my phone and of some pieces that I think look great and that are also popping up in retail stores with the rick-rack trim. You can see these are basic tops and bottoms. They just have the rick-rack trim along the collar or the hem or in different parts of these dresses to kind of make these pieces pop and give them a different look. So if you are one of the girlies who have been into this trim, I recommend doing a quick little Google search and seeing what you come across, so that way you can get some inspiration for how to use this trim. If you have been feeling this rick-rack trim trend that is going around, I know I certainly have, but I've just been kind of waiting to figure out which project I want to use this trim for. But I'm going to go back to this tiered white dress with the green trim. Look at this dress. It is a simple dress with this green rick-rack trim around the hem and the tiered layers of this dress. We're looking right at it, y'all. It is right here in her store, and she has tons of colors to choose from and a wide selection of trim that you can use. And y'all, I have just been, y'all can hear the excitement inside of me. Like, I have just been trying to figure out what project I want to make before I go ahead and purchase some trim so I can make something similar to this. So yeah, just wanted to share with you all a little bit of ideas and a little bit of inspiration of ways that you can add trim to something that is simple or one of your pieces that you may already have to just give it a little bit of zhuzh, a little bit of ba-ba-boom. Now, this store is tiny, but it is indeed mighty. Again, like I said earlier, it has tons of prints, textured fabrics, and a lot for you to choose from. And I don't know about y'all, but some of the larger stores, while I like that it has lots of options, sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming when it is just aisles and aisles and aisles of things to choose from. But what I really adore about this store is, like, again, it is tiny, but it is mighty. I can typically pop in here, grab what I need so that way I can finish up a project, so that way I can get to rocking and wearing whatever it is that I am making. And then from time to time, moments like this, I am chit-chatting about my latest project and things that I'm making. But this go around, she actually had something to share that she was working on, and that is what I'm showing you all here. I love the curved hem on this blouse, as well as the color blocking detail she did between the solid and printed fabric. So yeah, that's typically what I do when I pop in here. We chat about our projects, and I think that her project is just beautiful. Outside of the chit chat, she also has a small selection of patterns available as well, from modern patterns to vintage patterns. So I know there are a few girlies out there who also enjoy stitching up vintage patterns, and so if you're into that, she has a selection of vintage patterns here for you to choose from. I found myself back in this trim section because I could not get enough of these prints and textured trims, and I'm trying to convince myself that I need one of these, even though I know at the moment I have a ton of work in progress projects going on. And yeah, maybe you all can find something to make up in here. Maybe there is a button that stands out to you or some trim that stands out to you. Leave a comment in the comment section if something has caught your eye and you have a project in mind for something, because y'all, I just couldn't get enough of this section. This is literally my favorite section in this store. Just look at these buttons. And then y'all, okay, look at this zipper. This zipper doesn't know it yet, but I have a plan for this zipper. I have a project in mind. There is this extra long zipper, which I think is so fun. Like, you all are probably thinking, what are you going to do with this zipper, girl? That's probably what you all are thinking, but stay tuned. I have something in mind for it, okay? And when I do stitch it up, I'm going to be sharing it right here on this channel. But again, look, y'all, she has everything from safety pins to snaps to buttons to patches to all the finishings and things that you may need for a project, even a section filled with elastic, y'all. Now, I can honestly spend hours in here just gushing over all of the fabric, the tools, and everything that she has in here. But listen, okay, I gotta get out of here. I got other things to do. I have videos to finish up. I have other things to do. So I'm gonna get back home. Okay, so I was able to do a little bit of fabric browsing, and I stuck to my word, and I was able to pick up a hook and eye so I can finish some pants that I am working on. Also, I decided to just share with you all a few items that I previously purchased from the store, because this time around I stuck to only getting a hook and eye this time, and I know that that isn't that exciting to share with you all, but I did want to kind of give you all an idea of some things that I have purchased previously from the store. So one of the things that I came across a few visits ago was this beautiful trim, okay? When I came across this trim, it was like the last bit left on the roll. I had popped in there a few times and I kept eyeing it, and it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So that was my green light for me to go ahead and get this, especially because it was only a little bit left. I'm like, all right, I don't have a project in mind, but I thought it was so beautiful. And the thickness of this trim, I'm not even sure. I'm a little bit nervous about using my machine to attach this trim because it's so thick and it doesn't have any give anywhere where I feel confident that the needle would go through and not break. But I don't know, I previously picked this up. I thought this trim was super beautiful. I love that it's kind of like tribal or Aztec print, and yeah, this is just kind of something that I have in my stash, and when a project calls my name or calls for this trim, I'm going to try to attach it some way, somehow. If you have any recommendations on how to attach this trim, let me know in the comment section below. Another thing that I picked up on another visit, another previous shopping visit, was this dark denim remnant. Okay, so beautiful. And this is 1 1/8 of a yard and 60 inches wide, and y'all, it was only $10. So I was like, you know what, you can't beat that. And as soon as I seen it, I thought this was a deal that I couldn't pass up. And someday, I don't know when, but I like to sew up a pair of dark blue jean shorts with this fabric. I currently don't have any dark wash or dark denim shorts in my wardrobe, so I feel like this is just enough fabric to stitch something like that up. So hopefully you all enjoy the short tour that I took you on. If you are new to sewing like myself, this is the advice that no one asks for, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. I recommend that when you start your sewing journey, try to stay about 50 to 100 mile radius from the nearest fabric store, because I've been there quite a few times this year, and I feel like if this store was a lot further away, this would help me just a tiny bit to limit my fabric shopping. It low-key probably wouldn't help, because I probably still will find a way to get my hands on some fabric. However, if you can, try to stay as far as you possibly can away from a fabric store when you just start your sewing journey, because you're going to be excited to just get your hands on some new fabric and start a new project. So if you don't have discipline like me when it comes to shopping, keep that in mind. Luckily, every time I go in, it's always a pleasant visit, even if I'm not buying something and I just want to get out and get some inspiration. So I figured, why not document and share this store, because it's just always just a lovely visit. So if you're ever in the area, check out the store. Who knows, I might bump into you while you're there. If you like this video and interested in watching similar videos to this one, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.